Thank you. So I think I might be about to take you on a bit of a roller coaster ride. So the first thing that I want to say is it's actually the second Inspired that I spoke at. Yeah, the second one. So some of you may have heard that Louise Hay passed last week. And the other person who, in my eyes, is similar to Louise Hay was a lady that actually shared the stage with me when I did my talk here last time, Elaine Cole. So she was the most beautiful earth angel, wasn't she? Really beautiful spirit to her. She's passed, and so I'm holding her in my heart too. So, the story of the Afro. So, as Shay rightly said, I went to Ecuador, and I actually went on an intuitive business retreat. And I am known as the Queen of Being Seen, and just to quantify that, that means that you being visible, you having your voice heard, you making a difference in the world is basically why I get out of bed in the morning. So along I went, having discovered the Visibility V.I.B.E.S method to Ecuador. And when I was there, I met on the first day the other sort of 6, 7 people that were participating, all women. And we went to Ottavella Market. So we were looking around and we had fun. You know when you're meeting a room full of strangers and you kind of don't know how to pitch yourself. Should you be the loud one? Should you be the quiet one? Should you be the natural one and all of that? So we went to Ottavella Market and you know what? I thought, I'm going to go to this business retreat. I'm going to be like the weakest link. I'm going to be the person that's the least successful and everything else. And when I got there, I met people that were like multimillionaires. I met people that were just starting out in their business. I met people that didn't actually know why they were there. So I'm going to ask you a question before I tell you the story of the Afro. Is there any part of your life that you wish you could share with the world, but something inside says, oh no, I can't talk about that. If people find out about that, they won't like me. Anyone or just me? Okay, so what happened was I went along Ottavella Market. We had a day of shopping and eating and laughing, and everyone commented on my hair, how gorgeous it was. And at the time, it was quite long, longer than it is now. And everyone kept saying, oh, your hair's really gorgeous. And I did what you're supposed to do when someone gives you a compliment. I said, oh, thank you. They said, oh, always looks so perfect and lovely. And I was like, thank you. And then that evening, we went back to the headquarters where we, the next day, were going to go to the most powerful waterfall in Ecuador. Now, the thing to remember about this powerful waterfall in Ecuador is the indigenous people believe it's a place that you go, you get rid of anything that doesn't serve you. So you go there, imagine the force of this powerful waterfall. You stand on a rock and you get rid of anything that you no longer want to keep in your life, be it shame, guilt, be it ego, anything that doesn't serve you. So everyone was really excited about this trip that we were taking the next day. So have you ever had one of those times where on the outside you're like, yeah, this is brilliant, and on the inside you're like, holy shit? Well, I was having a holy shit moment because what people didn't realise was that my lovely long hair, which normally would be extensions or something like that, at that point was actually a wig. So think about this. You're wearing a wig, you're going to the most powerful waterfall in Ecuador that blows everything away that no longer serves you, including your hair. And those lovely women that I'd been talking to all day and telling about, you know, my business and listening to their business, who apparently really liked me, didn't know when they told me my hair was gorgeous, I didn't say, oh, it's just a wig. I just said, thank you. So as everyone smiled and laughed, and I smiled and laughed on the outside, on the inside, I had that whole kind of internal dialogue going on. You know that when they find out that I'm a liar, they're not going to want to do business with me, they're not going to trust me, they're not going to like me or anything else like that. But here's what was worse. Underneath my wig, my hair was in 2 tiny bunches that you'd probably see on a 4-year-old. So now I'm thinking, tomorrow I've got to go to this waterfall. I've got to, like, play like the big businesswoman. how can I go if my hair makes me look like a 4-year-old? Like, where's my credibility going? So as I sat there, everyone's mind drifted off on what they were going to let go of, and mine drifted off as to, what am I going to do about my hair? So I had these thoughts in my head. I thought, I know, I can go along to the waterfall and stand like this and admire its beauty, and oh my God, this is so amazing. And, you know, if anything gets blown away, I'll be holding my hair on. It'll be fine. Now, what's weird about that, that was the first thought that I had, and in my head, that seemed like quite a sensible thought. So I thought, okay, I know what I could do. I could stand in front of the waterfall, let the power of the waterfall just blow my hair off and go, look how amazing it is. It's even blown my hair off. And I'm still thinking this is pretty rational behaviour. And then there was the third option, which was the one that I didn't really want to take. And that was just fessing up and letting everyone know, you know, no hair today, just me. But at that moment in time, that didn't really seem like an option. So I need to tell you about what happened from that moment and overnight. So does anyone here have experience of Afro-Caribbean hair or afros in its natural state, by show of hands? Okay. A few of you, that's good. So for those of you that don't, I'm just going to give you a quick story about what black hair's like. So remember that I had these like 2 little bunches that looked like 2 little pieces of cotton wool stuck to the back of my head. If I took my wig off, I would look like a 4-year-old. So fact number 1 about an afro. Afro doesn't do gravity. When you get up in the morning and you sit up, your hair is likely to fall down. But if you have an afro, your hair will just stay exactly where it is. It won't move anywhere. Okay, fact number 2. Get a glass of water. I don't recommend you do this to a random in the street, by the way. Get a glass of water, pour it on the top of an afro, and the water will roll off the top. It won't go anywhere, it will just roll off the top. Okay, so not the most absorbent to start off with. And then the third thing that you need to know about an afro is you can hide things in them. Now, I'm not talking about paper clips and pins. I'm talking about smallish children, pets, you know, pretty small things. You can hide them in an afro and you would never even know they were there. Okay, so faced with that, I had to work out, like, what am I going to do tonight? So I went back to my room and I thought, I've only got one option. I can't do anything with my hair. I wasn't prepared for this. So the next morning I got up, and I have to say, between the night and the morning, not a lot of sleep went on. I wish I'd known the sleep lady at the time. Not a lot of sleep went on, and man, did I feel sick, because in my head, all I could think was, my long hair was me, my credibility. People had said my hair was nice, and I didn't tell them that it wasn't my real hair, so they think I was a liar. They think I wasn't to be trusted. And what I realised in that moment was how much of a mask I'd worn all my life. For the sake of actually doing something that I enjoyed, a look that I enjoyed, all of a sudden, the queen of being seen, the person who encourages people to be visible, just wanted to be invisible. So I got up, given that my hair was kind of down here, 18 inches the day before, and I went to breakfast and it was like 14 inches disappeared off my head. So I sat my 4-year-old self down, had breakfast with these women, and I remember thinking, they're not even going to look at me. In my head, they were kind of, as I sat down, they were kind of just going, oh my gosh, have you seen her hair? That was happening in my head. But actually, they were just eating their breakfast. And one particular lady, a dear friend of mine, South African lady, who doesn't pull any punches, just got up and said, Jenny, I love your hair like that. You can really see your face. And given that you're all about visibility, I can see who you are now. And off she got up and went back to her room, closely followed by all the other women saying, yeah, your hair looks really nice like that. It looks so much better and it suits you. And inside I'm saying, they're just saying that because she said it. So I will post a picture on my Facebook wall so you can see me standing at the waterfall with my arms in the air. I managed to get rid of everything that didn't serve me, including a very big mask that I was wearing. So my question to you is, again, like, what is it about yourself that you think if you shared it with the world that they would reject you, they wouldn't want to hear it, they wouldn't want to listen? Because from that day onwards, I realised that I'd been hiding an important part of myself to my audience, which didn't serve them and it didn't serve me. So that's the story of the Afro.